What's good, guys? So today we're talking about the future of the game and where we're headed in a few months because we're about to get some cards into this game that are going to drastically change this whole game, the whole layout of it. The OCG's been dealing with it, and I'm going to go through the cards you must know about. The first being the big man himself, Dragoon of Red Eyes. So these cards are most likely going to be in our format before Nationals, so they're going to be dominated in every single deck, either as a package in the deck or the pure deck. But let's just go through the effects of all these different cards. So this is a fusion monster. You're thinking like, oh, it's just fusion monster. How do you summon it? It's very easy to summon because of the fusion spell. But the requirements is a Dark Magician plus a Red Eyes Black Dragon or Dragon effect monster. Usually, you are forced to play the vanilla Dark Magician and the Red Eyes Black Dragon. But it does sound a little bad because it sounds like two bricks, but you're allowed to draw them and it's fine as long as you can get to Red Eyes Fusion, and it's very easy to get to Red Eyes Fusion. I'll go over how to do that too. But the effect, neither player can target this card with card effects. Also, it cannot be destroyed by card effects. So right there, we have a masterpiece. And forget the other effects. Right then and there, whenever you have effects like that, just is a giant monster and it's very hard to deal with. That alone might just win you the game. But that's just the first line. During your main phase, you can destroy one monster your opponent controls, and if you do, inflict damage to your opponent equal to that monster's original attack. Insane. A flame wingman-esque effect, just free spot removal, and it has the additional effect to just burn. And then the last effect. This is another killer. You can use this effect a number of times per turn, up to the number of normal monsters used as fusion material for this card's summon. That's for the destruction effect. So you can bare minimum you are popping two monsters and burning for that much life points. That's insane, and you can still attack. It's not like this is restricted to not attacking. So you're probably going to be doing at the bare minimum 5,000 damage with this card when it's summoned. And then the last effect is the crazy effect. It's a negate effect. Once per turn, when a card or effect is activated, quick effect. You could discard one card, any card, no requirements at all. Negate the activation, and if you do, destroy that card. And if you do that, this card gains 1,000 attack. Three insane effects. This is the making of a perfect boss monster. These are the types of monsters that you see that are supposed to be very difficult to summon. And at first glance, when you see the requirements, you're like, oh, no way, this is some anime themed deck. There's no way you can summon it. Okay, well, the next card I'm going to talk about, Red Eyes Fusion. This card's been out. There's been no Red Eyes Fusion yet that's strong until this one that just came out. But that is about to come out. But it's been in the OCG, and this deck is just dominating the OCG in almost every deck as a package, either in the main or side deck. But this card, Fusion Summon one Fusion monster that lists a Red Eyes monster as material from your extra deck using monsters from your hand, deck, or field as fusion materials, and if you do, its name becomes Red Eyes Black Dragon. You cannot normal or special summon other monsters the turn you activate this card. You can only activate one Red Eyes fusion per turn. So right there, this is a fusion spell. You could play 3 of it, or you could play 1 of it, whichever one you want to go. If you're gonna play like a pure deck, you're most likely gonna play 3 of this. But this card, you activate it, you cannot summon anything else, but that's fine, because guess what? This card is all you need. There's gonna be decks that just literally gonna, I promise you, just gonna scoop to this card because their main deck just might not have an out. Just think about what the outs to this card might be. It's going to be cards like such as Dark Ruler, Kaiju's, Super Poly, all very good cards that are in the format but always in the side. People really do not main deck those cards, so I do think this card is just gonna steal so many games. And Red Eyes Fusion is just such a good spell because it's just free. There's no requirement. You just activate it. You can draw the vanillas that we consider as garnets. They are not really garnets because you can draw them and you still activate this card. There's no drawback to this. Just play 2 vanillas in your deck and that's it. And I will happily play 2 vanillas if it means I can summon Dragoon of Red Eyes. So the final card, it's a link monster, and we'll most likely get it towards the end of next month with the set with Needle Fiber in it. And Needle Fiber is another story that I'll talk about later, but this card's insane too. Predaplant Verte Anaconda, 2 effect monsters, very easy to make, just like Mermaid. I don't know if you guys remember Nightmare Mermaid. It's on the ban list now for a reason, because how easy it was to just get it onto the field, and other decks could just splash the Orcus package in their deck. Effect: you can target one face-up monster on the field. It becomes dark until the end of this turn. That's neat. You can pay 2,000 life points and send one polymerization, normal or quick play spell, or fusion, normal or quick play spell from your deck to the graveyard. This effect that becomes that spell's effect when the card is activated. Also, you cannot special summon monsters for the rest of this turn. You can only use each effect of Predator Plant Verte Anaconda once per turn. So let me just simplify that. Any two monsters, just like Nightmare Mermaid, now can summon this. You pay 2,000 and you get to this card. You send this card to the graveyard and game over. You're summoning the big boss. And I just think this card is gonna be so crazy. This card's crazy in general because it can search so many different spells. But this is the main one that the OCG is really seeing. That's just in every deck. Just think about this. The Trickstar cards, they put two monsters on the field. There you go. You activate Light Stage, you're going to summon the Red Eyes, the Dragoon. Like, game over. I really do think this is the future of the game. When these cards come out, we're going to be in a different game. Either every deck is playing these cards in their deck, or you must have outs. You must main deck outs such as Super Poly, Kaiju, anything like that. I think where we're headed is not going to be a fun place for the game, but we go through this all the time. Whenever things like Masterpiece or Towers is in the game, it's never a fun thing because there's no interaction with this. When this card is on the field, you better have the out to this card. If you do not, you're most likely losing, especially because it's 3,000 attack and it's destroying monsters and dealing burn damage. This card has too many good effects, and these three cards are just the tip of the iceberg. There's so many more cards that are gonna come that are gonna change it, but these are the big ones. These are the ones that are really gonna just define our format coming up towards nationals. I do think the Predator Plant Verte Anaconda will see more play than just searching just activating Red Eyes Fusion. But this card is crazy. This card is Nightmare Mermaid. This card is ban worthy. Guys, let me know what you guys think about this whole package, the Dragoon of Red Eyes. Are you guys excited to play it? I know it's like a fan favorite card. It's the anime card, but it's more than just the anime card. It will definitely see play in almost every single freaking deck. Red Eyes Fusion. I'm happy to see cards like this in the format. I just think this card is so unfair, and we already have to deal with so many unfair things. But I'm sure people will like it. And then Predator Plant Verte Anaconda, we're gonna see so many combo decks just playing this. We're gonna see so many different decks playing this, and there's so many different packages that you could play that just turbo out two monsters. You could play Tour Guide or something. You could play Trick Stars. You can play Neo Space Connectors. The list goes on and on. Anything that gave you Mermaid back in the day, now you can just use those cards to make this one. So guys, let me know what you think. Subscribe and let me know if you're excited about these cards, and stay tuned for more.